Good morning, friends, followers, channel members. How are we today? Yep, we've got time for another stream. This is amazing. My life must be really boring. But no, here we are. I'm really looking forward to this one because we are off to Murcia today. Now, real life flight. I think this flight actually departed it was yesterday or early hours of this morning when I wasn't around. But it is an airport which will feature some amazing freeware scenery. I say will feature, I hope it will feature. I think I've got it installed. But what I've not done yet is actually go into the sim to see if it's all loaded in correctly. I do this so often. I just get there and hope with a bit of blind luck that it is actually there when we arrive. So hopefully we'll get some amazing freeware scenery from Murcia today when we arrive. The flight time is around 2 hours. So once again, a decent length stream. If you are pretending to work from home, then you can have us on in the background and hopefully we'll keep you company today. Heading down to Spain to try and find some nice warmer sunshine. Now that said, the weather in the UK today is pretty nice. As you can see, we've got clear skies everywhere, which is lovely, lots of sunshine. But it's not that warm, at least it certainly wasn't earlier on when I was walking the first officer. I think we've got a bit of a breeze coming off the North Sea today, which is why it's a little bit cooler than normal. And that's why all the airports are using the east-facing runways. So our planned departure today is off the runway 9, for example. So great to have you guys on. Great to have you guys on board. Just have a quick look who's coming into the chat this morning. So hey, Fraser, good to see you. Nick's here as well. David, Jordan, Elliot, good morning. Elliot, to you as well. The legend Dark Fury, of course. Good evening to you. Good evening. What time did you get up? Mark's here as well. Nick is both here on YouTube and Twitch, multi-platform. Nick, you're going to multi-platform and fly aircraft as well. That is mightily impressive. That Ryanair aircraft that you can see there, I think it is a static. I've not removed my statics from the scenery, so yes, I believe that is a static aircraft. I don't really think anyone dare fly Ryanair on my stream, would they? Dark Fury, I'm looking at you. So who else we got? C. Denton, good evening, mate. Good to see you as well. And Celini's here too, and James Martin, hello. Shout out as well to our viewers on Twitch. Good morning to you as well, Ken Amsterdam. Let's see. Willie says this sim has forced me to go from a 1 terabyte drive to a 2 terabyte. I can understand why. I'm slowly starting to consider something similar myself because it's getting bigger and bigger all the time, isn't it? Right then, let's get on board and start getting set up. I absolutely love our scenery that we've got here in Bristol today. I can't remember whose scenery it is though. I'm so bad. Is it Pilot Plus? Are they the ones that did Bristol? Maybe. Anyway, let's jump on board, shall we? Right, so here we go. Now, you'll notice the overhead banner might not give you all the information you want today. For some reason, this airport doesn't exist in Fly Live Studios database. I'm not sure why. It's not like it's a ridiculously small airport. Well, it is, actually. It is quite a small airport. It's not a major one. Yeah, we'll just have to keep working out what time we're going to be there the old-fashioned way and looking at the box as we go. Right, before we go any further, let's get our weather information. Don't think we've got any ATC this morning, so let's have a quick look. What we got? So, we're going to scribble this down. I need a piece of paper. We've got wind 06018. Oh, that's quite strong. 06018. That's going to require some rudder input to hold that centre line on departure. Unlimited visibility, no clouds detected, 11 degrees, and yeah, see, 11 degrees, all that sunshine is still 11 degrees. QNH is 1022. What have we got then? What have we got to look forward to? 21 degrees, that's what we want. But yeah, look at that again. Cav OK, and winds 150 at 7. This is interesting actually because the approach into Murcia one runway from one direction has an ILS approach, the other only has a VOR approach. So obviously we want to try and get in on the ILS, but if the winds become a bit too much of a tailwind, then we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Or what we could do is we could do a circle to land. We haven't done that for a long time, so that's an option as well. All right, let's continue. So let's have a look at our operational flight plan. Go through how much fuel we're going to throw on today as well. Come on, hurry up and get loaded. Hey Jayhawk, good morning to you. Are you throwing up? Oh yes, you weren't very well, were you? Last I heard. Mark asks if you've consumed too much Hendo's relish. Probably. I mean, he drinks the stuff. Doesn't matter what his meal is, he's going to have Hendo's relish on it. Right, here we go. Twitch viewers coming in as well. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Right, now we've got the original flight plan there. What we got? About 13 tons, costing us a 4. Madrid is the alternate day, 360. Nice tailwind, 21. That'll help us along nicely. Underloaded by 4 tons, 09 departure, and 23 is the arrival. 882 miles, so good length flight for us today. Plug fuel is just over 8.5 tons. The weather is so nice, it's going to be difficult to try and justify why we need more. Going through here, just checking the Moras, and looks like the terrain isn't going to affect us at all today, so that's nice. Oh, look at that weather over Europe. How beautiful is that? All the 9s. That's what we like to see. Alright, weather brief. Let's see. Have we got a forecast for Murcia? We've got... What's the date? It's the 20th today, isn't it? So the 20th, we've got 340 at 6 is the forecasted winds. Few clouds. Visibility is fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong at all. In fact, this could be almost a cloudless flight. Let's have a look at what the SIGMET shows. So, Draconi on Twitch, that is one heck of a message. Thank you, mate. Come back to me, Draconi. Just copy and paste that. Copy that message. Just paste it once we're airborne. I can spend a bit of time reading that, etc. So. Let's have a look. That's our flight route. No significant weather on the route. And yeah, nothing. There's nothing, is there? Right, so how much fuel are ops going to let us get away with taking? We've got... Alright, 9 tons. You know, always worth taking a little bit extra. Or we could be risky. Should we take plug fuel? It's very rare, but the weather today is just as good as it gets. So... I'm going to go with 8. I mean, that's 8.6. Let's take 8.7. Go on, let's take 8.7 tons of fuel, which is pretty much plug. I think that's a pretty good way to go. Okay, let's start getting everyone on board and tell the crew that we can start boarding now. I've been through that and happy.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with
How's the APU running? Come on.
The doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
Packs are off. That's it. I need to do this. I need to do the flows. So let's just check this. So what we got? Overhead's fine. Nav logo lights are on. Acupressures in the green. Starter switches, parking brake, etc. Flap spoilers, they're fine. We've got the QNH then, which is 1022. That is set. Aircraft's in its turnaround phase anyway. Unicom is on standby. Guard is on VR2, which we're monitoring. Switching panel, thrust levers, engine, starters, motor lights are all good. Crew's already on board, so we just need to load the passengers. Up to the FCU 1022, constraints, initial climb out of Bristol, 6,000 feet. Okay, so should we set up the box? What time are we meant to push back? 2 hours 3 minutes is our flight time. I think we're meant to push at time we're meant to push in about 10 minutes, so we are going to be a little bit late. Okay, so let's do our data page check. IRS 3.5 green. Aircraft status, CFM. New AirX cycle released today, so if you are flying today, remember to update that. So you've got everything correct in there. Okay, let's do our init page. Passengers are starting to come on board. Glorious sunny day, here they come. Not many of them carrying any hand luggage, is there today? There's a few backpacks. Funny looking bunch. Anyway, we'll leave them to it. Let's set up our box then. So, flight number is Easy 84 Uniform Fox. Cost index of 4 as per usual. What's our tropo today? The tropo is, bring this up there you can see, 37 617, and it's 11 degrees as our ground temperature. Grab the wind. IRS in it, so we're at stand 2 at the minute. Coordinates for that. 5123.1, 5123.1, yep, and 242.6, 242.6. Perfect. No realignment required after the last flight. And we're cruising at what? 360 with a temperature of 58 to begin with. Awesome. Departure is runway 9. And that is the X-Small 1 Zulu departure, and the arrival at the moment. We're going to try and get in on the ILS 23, and that. What's that? Let's have a look. The Alt 1 Quebec arrival. Not sure what the veer is for that. Never flown here before. Don't know this airport at all. So looking forward to seeing that. Right, so it's not going to be Detroit. It's going to be Dixer. Pop that in. Rennie, thank you for the sub, mate. Hope you are well this morning. Welcome on board. So we've got 881 miles in the box, and we've got 882 miles on the operational flight plan. That is perfect. Okay, good. Let's have a look at the RadNav. I'm not sure what we've got around Bristol. We've got the NDB, of course. I think that's really all we've got. BRI NDB. So we'll pop that in. That's the one. Init B page. Have we got our preliminary load sheet from our dispatcher? They sound like they're on the ball today, this morning, to be honest. So, yeah, there it is, look.
Hello.
Was it the Virgin Atlantic crew we were waiting for when we were going transatlantic the other day? They were taking ages to send that through. Zero fuel weight is 57, almost on the nose. And CFG is 30.3. Fuel for our alternate, which is Madrid. Oh, actually, that's quite a lot of fuel just for the alternate. Oh, I feel even better about taking plug fuel now. Let's call that 2.2. Alright, fuel planning. So we're going to tell the ground crew we want 8.7 tons. It may want a bit more. Yeah, see, this one's 8.9. I'm not going to be concerned about that. We're going to go 8.7 because that's going to be fine. Tells us we're 200 kilograms under what's required. But, you know, we'll just lower what we need for the alternate. Madrid is a long way away. The weather at all the other alternates as well is really good, so we can use that if we need to, you know, if we get into a problem somewhere. But I think we're going to be, fine. J-Hog, look after yourself, mate. I hope you, hope my aunt is doing her nursing duties for you, as I'm sure you did when she was ill. Yeah. All right, mate. Have a good one. All right, so we've got a takeoff weight of 65.5 and a CFG is 28.2. That's our takeoff weight CFG. Let's do our performance calculations then for our departure. React22, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Good morning to you. So it's obviously dry at Bristol, runway 9. We're using flaps 1, which is SOPs really for us here. No need to force toga. Anti-ice packs will both be off. That takeoff weight is 65.5. And the CFG was 28.2. Now, what, if any, intersection departures do we have available in Bristol? Fox Delta Hotel, right. Ooh, yeah, I don't think we're going to be going full length. I don't think we're getting out at 1,300 meters. Alright, it's full length, it is. I mean, we could try, but it might not be successful. Alright, let's pop the information to the perf page. I think if you're completely empty, the Neo, I think this is from when we were creating the calculator, SimSmart, I think you could just about get away with 1,600, but you'd have to be empty. Really empty. Okie dokies. Let's have a look and see what we got. 131, 140, 140. And whilst I'm here, let's just load up the Fenix aircraft. Elliot, are you alright, mate? Are you having an issue? Did the stream just drop out or something daft like that? Is it hopefully it's just a minor problem. It'll sort itself out. Right, what we're taking? We're taking 8.7 tons of fuel. Let me just get the Fenix loaded in with that. Come on. I'm trying to use the slider on this thing to sort it out. There we go, 8.7 tons. That's done. Load the aircraft. And that should then update the figures there. There we are. That's it. Right, so get rid of that. There we are. 131, 140, 140, clean 216, of course, flaps 1. What are we doing today? Flexing at... Oh, go away. Let's have a look. Flex is 60. Nice and low, but that's expected for a short runway. Awesome, that's all set up. Let's have a look at Bristol 1613, 1613, 1613. So thrust reduction, acceleration, engine out is all the same. That's fine. The engine out procedure then here is non-standard, 2,500 feet, so left turn back to the Bristol NDB. Alright, so let's get that into the secondary flight plan. Seems like GSX has just closed my aircraft doors and I've still got a few passengers waiting to come on board, so let me just open those doors again so they can commence and recommence boarding. Alright, so onto our secondary flight plan. We'll copy the active flight plan. And then all I'm going to do is, because we just need to force the aircraft to go left at 2,500 feet, then what we'll do is, if we just create a waypoint northeast of Bristol, which we can head towards if we lose an engine on departure. So let's create a waypoint off to Bristol NDB. So Bristol bearing, let's call it 045, and just pop that out at we can pop that out at sort of 5 miles. And pop that in there. Duplicate name, so hang on. Oh, yeah, of course there is. Try again. So BRI 045, 5 miles out. based off this Bristol's NDB, then we're back to hold at the Bristol NDB just there. And what was the hold information? That is 090 left turns. Done. And then of course we'll be coming back into Bristol. Echo Golf Golf Delta. Arriving back ILS 09, no star, and the VIA will be the Bristol NDB. So quickly just check that out, make sure all looks fine. Yes, there we go. So straight out, and we'll climb 2,500 feet, and then we can go straight to the Bristol NDB. That place bearing distance is just to the north to make sure we force a left-hand turn into the Bristol NDB, and then we can enter the hold, sort ourselves out, and then if that is required, then we've got the teardrop approach all lined up back in for the Alice approach. Of course, that's just there in case we lose an engine on departure, which could happen. Failures are turned on and randomised, so we'll have to wait and see if anything daft like that happens. Okay, final few passengers are coming on board, I think. Now, Bull, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Good morning to you. There's the sign. Everyone's boarded. All right, so let's do our departure brief then. So weather. Oh, this is going to be short. So weather for departure. Very windy actually. Very windy on departure. So we'll have a decent wind coming from the left as we depart. So like 18 knots, isn't it? So just be aware of that, and Bristol's windy anyway all the time, but dry runway conditions, so that's good. Weather en route, absolutely fine, nice tailwind pushing us down. And weather for our arrival, we just need to keep an eye on the winds there, because it did look like it was coming from the direction we don't want it to, which means that we get a circle land approach. So we'll just keep an eye on that as we're heading down there, because it'll either be a circle land or it'll be an ILS approach, which would be nice. I know which one you guys would prefer to see. Aircraft type A320, tech log's fine, just the weather radar not working. No times for our departure. Threats to be aware of in Bristol. I think the biggest threat's just going to be that wind on departure, isn't it? Just make sure we hold the centre line. MSA as we go 2-2, but more or less it's going to be 3,000. Not really too much terrain around Bristol. To be honest, Bristol's probably the Bristol Airport's probably the highest point around. They built it on top of the they built it on top of a hill, a bit like Leeds Bradford. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the brief. Let's have a look where we're going, what we're doing. So let's brief the departure. So stand 2, we'll push back facing west on Zulu. We'll taxi out Zulu. We're going to do a full length departure today. It's not a massive departure, so no single engine taxi, and we'll hold at Golf X-ray. Yeah, no single engine taxi, Golf X-ray, and a full length departure. The departure is straight forward. Let's just have a look at that. So straight out, no turns below 1130. So just be aware of that. So we're straight out. I'll probably hand fly up to this altitude, to be honest. Then we'll get the autopilot in. It's noise abatement 2 at departure. That turn then commencing to the right. Transition level 6,000 feet. Initial climb is also 6,000 feet. No speed restriction, so we can clean up and accelerate away on schedule. That's the departure. Let's just talk about if anything goes wrong. If anything does indeed go wrong and we lose an engine after V1, it's a non-standard engine out procedure, so we'll climb out using standard technique, and when we're shut down and above 2,500 feet, then we can make that turn and enter the hold at the Bristol NDB. So we'll just push to accelerate and we'll just hold at green dot. We'll get ourselves nice and safe up to 3,000 feet. It'll be absolutely fine. That's above MSA, and that sets us up nicely for the approach back in. Okay, all done, and I think all passengers are now finally on board as well. So we can start that APU and start getting ready to go.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and
why have we got Christmas music on?
I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Oh, Holy Night indeed. Can we get rid of this? Why? Seriously, why have we got Oh Holy Night playing? Go away. A child is screaming in the cockpit. Yes. Right, APU's up and running. Flaps open. Good stuff. Get that sorted. Clean up the overhead. Disconnect the power. Get the ground crew here. And then we're good to go. Refueling's completed, so they can come off. Or rather, they can come on. Seatbelt signs on. We were meant to depart 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to get shouted at by ops, I'm sure. Hey Kitrick, do I always have the random failures on? Yes. Yeah. Ron says, please leave the Christmas music on. Company message, fantastic. So that's the final load sheet. We'll check that in a moment. APU master is on. Great. Let's get rid of that. And we'll tell ground crew you can now remove the GPU and you can remove chocks and cones.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Just whilst we're doing all that, Slick8696, thank you so much, mate, for the 2-month Prime resub. Says keep up the good work, Slick. Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate that. Okay, let's get the ground crew into position. But first of all, just the cockpit preparation checklist. So aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 8,700 kilograms. It's all set and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. Adidas got 3.5 green. Barrel ref. QNH is 1022. Checked and cross-checked. And 600 feet. Okay, GSX. Just do your thing. DJ Marshall Gaming, thank you for the follow, mate. Good to have you on board this morning.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back, so if you can please arm the door and cross-check.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Give the guy a wave. Okay, let's flick over onto Unicom 122.8. Bristol ground easy 84 uniform Fox stand 2 pitching back facing west on Zulu. And the legend Dark Fury getting his popcorn out. Thank you, mate, that's appreciated. Your £1.49 donation kicking off the stream this morning. Are you working today, Dark, or are you pretending to work with us in the background? How many people are doing that? Okay, so we've got the beacon light on, acupressure is good, get the transponder set. And the before start checklist. So parking brake is on. Takeoff data has been confirmed.
Bristol traffic. Top jet 34.
Dark Fury is most certainly not working because that's him. Takeoff data is confirmed. Windows are closed. EFB and phone are on silent flight mode. Doors are closed and armed, and the beacon light is on.
Locking gear.
Didn't go through the box, did we? So 09, X11 Zulu, Radnav's got the Bristol NDB, progress flight level 360 is fine, performance 216 flaps 1 we're flexing at 60, V1 is 131, 140, 140, and looking to land with 3.3 tons, secondary flight plan's got the engine out procedure. So, where's the tug?
Release parking brakes, please.
And releasing the parking brakes. Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Those machines disconnected. Start the timer. Engine mode selected to ignition. Starting engine 1. Welcome on board, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're just pushing back from Bristol, a 2-hour flight to Murcia in Spain. Not been there before. Never seen the scenery. No idea what it's like. So, I do like flying to new places. Hey, Lewis Aviation, welcome on board, mate. Elliot says, Dark, if he could do a radio show from his couch, he'd be all over that. Well, they were doing, weren't they, some presenters during lockdown?
We now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures.
Oh yeah, there's
on this
Dark
aircraft.
Fury. Why didn't I just look out the window?
Card is
Found
in your
him.
seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace.
If ever there was an
brace.
immersion killer.
There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board.
Engine 1 stable, starting
Please
engine
set
2.
parking
Your
brakes.
seatbelt is fastened
And parking brakes
Adjusted.
set.
and released as shown.
ground. We have a
It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on,
Unlocking
and we
gear.
recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to
Tow
inflate
truck
and needs topping up,
disconnected. Bypass
blow
pin
into the
removed.
tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting
Left is
attention.
clear, right is clear.
We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt
Engine number 2
fastened.
is available.
We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
So, mode selector, APU bleeds off, APU masters off, anti-ice not required, so we'll arm the spoilers, rudder, flaps, set our trim, which is about there. Probably don't need to move that today. And the after start checklist, so anti-ice is off. Our ecom status is checked. We've just got the pack off. It'll be showing. Yeah, pack 2 is currently not turned on. Pitch trim is 28.6 and rudder is neutral. Okay, he's not moving, so we'll do a flight control check. We'll go full left and full right. Neutral. Full up.
Bristol traffic, easy
Full
69
down.
Echo Romeo, radio check please.
Readability 5. Rudder full right. Rudder left. And done. Okay, do the heads check then while I'm just sat here waiting. So, no change to our performance, no LMCs, nothing's affected that. QNH is still the same, still flexing the same, 60. We've got dry figures, full length takeoff from runway 09. Engine out procedure is non-standard, 2,500 feet, it's going to be a left turn back to hold at the Bristol NDB. We get ourselves nice and safe up to 3,000 feet. Departure is Exmo 1 Zulu, straight out, and then we're passing 1,130 feet. We can make a right-hand turn, not before, and our initial climb is 6,000 feet. No speed restriction, so we'll be clearing up as we go. Bristol traffic easy, 84 uniform Fox, we're taxiing on Zulu to hold Golf X-ray for departure runway 09. So auto brake, radar, tee up config. Let's get a bit of terrain radar on, shall we? Just to add a bit of colour to the
Bristol
navigation
traffic,
display.
Subjet 3 for Alpha Mike, taxiing on Zulu Golf, holding Golf 1 for 06.
2 is rolling. We're going to have to give him a couple of minutes separation anyway, aren't we, if he's going the same way. In fact, officially, if he's going to the same destination and he's on the same standard instrument departure, I think you meant to give 4 minutes. But we'll not do that. we'll just let Dark Fury speed ahead in his Boeing aircraft. Christian, welcome mate. Christian says don't get too close to that 737, the Boeing fumes will make you feel sick. Tony, quick left now and a short takeoff. Negative. It's too short. Come on quickly or I'm putting you in my engine gate group. Whatever food you've got will instantly cook. I do like this scenery. You do get worried though, don't you, when you see weather such as this and you think, is real world weather working or is it broken? Having rudder pedals does make taxiing so much easier. My hands are free at the moment, Jim. We're just steering using the nose wheel with our foot. Right, we're going uphill here. Might need to add a bit of engine thrust. Mike says, you seem to remember Dark Fury cut in on me the other day when we did the transatlantic flight. He did, but, you know, it all went south for him because we got ATC control in Boston and the Boston controller gave us priority, so all his little tricks backfired. Dan, is the scenery accurate with these with the hills? Oh, Bristol is in a very hilly location, yes, which is why it's always a bit windy. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming on board. We're just taxiing for takeoff. If you could do us a big favour just before we get out of here, just hit the like button on the stream. We'd really appreciate that. Helps other people to find the channel and helps also the channel with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for everyone that's done that. Dark Fear, at least you didn't do the 10,000 foot dive. No, that is true. Hopefully we won't do one of those today as well. Hey, Quick Andy on Twitch. Hello, mate. Says fell asleep during the long haul. That is just realistic.
Mike lined up 06 Bristol traffic.
That is just realistic. It did go well. We had a beautiful, beautiful approach into JFK. I mean, what a gorgeous view this is. You can see now how Bristol is sat on the top of a hill, quite clearly. So, I hope you guys are going to stick with us today after the takeoff. We've got some gorgeous weather, a couple of hours flight. Able to enjoy that, keep you company throughout the throughout this Thursday afternoon. So we'll wait for the tour to depart, start the timer, and then we'll be going after that. David Knott says, love Bristol, great airport, went there only last week. Excellent.
Bristol traffic, Easy 57 Yankee Bravo, 11 miles, inbound 09.
Bristol
11
traffic,
miles.
Jet 3 for Alpha Mike, departing 06, the Exmore 1 Zulu departure.
So, I would imagine that at 11 miles, we are probably going to have to wait. So, he's now rolling. Start that timer. We've got to give him 2 minutes anyway. So, we'll probably by that point be waiting for this arriving traffic. Bristol traffic, Easyjet for uniform. Fox is holding Golf X-ray for runway 09, and we'll be lining up after the aircraft on final. Right, so we'll just sit here and wait. We can just see the aircraft on final as well. Down there, what scenery is being used? I think it's Pilot Plus Bristol. Beluga, yeah, we are on Unicom. We've got no air traffic control around at the moment. Brussels Centre is on, but I don't think that's going to affect us today. Christian's Mercy got payware scenery now? I'm not sure. We've got some great freeware scenery to have a look at a little bit later on. Anthony, I used the Thrustmaster Airbus Captain's Pack for my controls, so we've obviously got the Airbus side stick, Airbus thrust levers, spoilers, flaps, etc. How far out is the aircraft on final?
Bristol traffic 4 miles of 09.
So as the stream come back, you've literally not missed a thing. We're still just holding. Got a strange warning on YouTube. It says the current video is interlaced, but interlaced video is not supported. What the heck does that mean? Talk to me in English. This guy's on about a 3 mile final now, so there he is. I wonder if he knows he's been watched. Elliot says interlacing is an old school thing. I have no idea, Elliot, what that is. Fraser, you've got no sound. Try... I'm talking to you. If you've got no sound, you won't hear it, will you? Just going to say, try refreshing your browser. Watch him wobble in, because there is a strong wind today, so he might be giving a few wing wobbles as he comes in. A little wing wave. Fair play to him though, looks good. Bristol traffic Easyjet for Uniform Fox, lining up runway 09 by Golf X-ray. Let's get all our lights on and let's go. Landing checklist then, so cabin secure, takeoff runway full length runway 09, TCAS, TARA, approx 1 and 2.
Runway 09 evacuated. Have a good flight, guys. Bye.
DJ Marshall Gaming, thank you so much for the Prime sub on Twitch. Really appreciate the support you guys are giving us. Right, well, looks like I think we've got the 4-minute official rule in between myself and Dark Fury now, haven't we? So that will work well. Oh, I need some thrust. Can someone get out and push? There are instances in real life where if you're doing a single engine taxi and suddenly you get yourself to a place, you haven't got enough power to get up. So it's not entirely unrealistic. Hey Brian, thanks for being here. Hey Gru, stick with us after departure. We'll keep you entertained for the afternoon. We should have some absolutely gorgeous views today, shouldn't we? We really should. Bristol traffic, Easyjet for Uniform Fox, taking off runway 09, X1 Zulu. Okay, take off, start the chrono, set 50% M1. Engine stable, set takeoff thrust, and flex SRS runway. Yep. Needing lots of right rudder. Checked. V1. Bump. Rotate. Still lots of right rudder. Nav. So the rudder's released there, we'll just weather vane into the wind. Gears up. We're above 1,130, so we're good. Still manually flying at the moment. Let's lower the nose a tad then. And set thrust climb. Climb. Back on. Awesome countryside. What a nice view. England's green and pleasant lands down beneath us. So look at the wind, that's what we were battling on takeoff. Which is why it was a bit... It wasn't bumpy actually, was it? But you could tell you needed the rudder just to help us out. Alright, autopilot 1 is engaged. That wasn't the smoothest engagement of autopilot. We're above S-speed, flaps 0, spoilers disarmed. No ATC around, let's continue our climb. We're going to go flight level 250. Open climb 250 blue. Bumpy, very bumpy. We'll leave the seatbelts on for a bit, shall we? Hey, Matma 83, which says we could have done Alicante from Bristol. It was due out at 12:10. Yeah, we've done. Well, the problem is, trying to decide where to go is always an interesting problem to have, and I like to try and rotate the kind of places that we do, not visit the same place so often. Obviously you are limited if you want to fly a real world flight. Now Murcia is a place I've never been to before on stream, and it's got some what looks like some decent freeware scenery, so we're going to go and check that out. So that was the reason behind today's flight. Plus it's a nice lengthy flight, isn't it? So we can see that when we get there. Hugo Gal, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Let's just ding the cabin crew. They'll start prepping away so they can keep you all filled with food and beer on our way down. Just wondering if I could see the airport now as we're obviously spinning past it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
So guys, what happens? So guys, what happened to the stream there? Are we back and working? What's going on? Pass us the sick bag. For those of you watching on Twitch, is Twitch working okay? Is it just a YouTube issue today? I wonder what's happening. I wonder what's happening. Okay, we're past 10,000 feet. We'll get our lights off. Not that one. So Twitch is fine. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okie dokies. So we can clear out the RadNav page. Progress page 36035. That's fine. Performance was 0. Our cost index. Second flight plan. We'll leave that active for the moment. Let me see if I can work out what on earth is happening on YouTube. Might need to restart the YouTube stream. Apparently I sound like I've been supping helium. According to this, we've got a strange thing going on YouTube. Nothing going wrong with the flight, however. Nick, you might have to post the Twitch link on YouTube. That might help, so you can continue watching here. Right, well anyway, I'm going to continue climbing. So we've got flight level 36 is planned. Get up to there, no problem. 360 blue. Thank you, Nick. We might have to all migrate over to Twitch. So what I am going to do, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to halt the stream for a moment, just whilst we're in the climb. So if you're watching on Twitch, I know it's absolutely fine at the minute. So that Twitch stream will stop momentarily, and just give us 60 seconds. We're just going to reboot it, see if we can sort out YouTube. So just bear with me a minute, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Right, so hopefully, guys, you might just be back with us. At least I think that's the case. I can't see anything Anything else going wrong? It's always a pain when it happens though, because obviously you lose the viewers, don't you? Although, welcome to over 100 views on Twitch. That's the people that moved across, clearly. Don't think we've ever had that many on Twitch before. Right, well, today's troubleshooting problem is a tech one, and at least not an Airbus one. We didn't plummet 10,000 feet today. Not yet, anyway. Give it time. Tom, sky's the limit. Good afternoon. How are you? It's been a while, mate. Chris Hogg's here as well. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. So I think we're all working again now. Liana says he settled for a 5,000 foot plummet. That's only half the one I gave you the other day. The problem was with the plummet that it then took us ages to climb back up. I was burning fuel I hadn't planned for. It was alright. We'd take an extra. It was fine. Looks like it's good for you as well, Jenny. Fantastic. Great stuff. Tom, you're now going back to the 350. You've flown more aircraft, more different aircraft in the last year than I have on the sim. You'll be across everything. Richard says the plummet was so much fun, the recovery was brilliant. Elliot says it was a fun exercise though to see you work through. You bossed it. It was... my heart sank when that happened. Literally off the coast of Ireland, we got about 6.5 hours flight ahead of us. We'd all settled in for a nice long haul, and I thought, oh, this is just going to go wrong. What we're going to do? But I was so relieved when we managed to carry on, and we were happy to carry on and land at JFK. So yeah, it was great fun. Oh, Tom, I don't envy you having to relearn and unlearn things as much as you have done. Really difficult stuff to do. Hats off to you. Right, Twitch viewers, mate, thank you so much for being here, guys. Hope you are. Hope you're all doing well. Both Twitch and YouTube working again now, so there we go. Ellie says at least we know it was nothing that I did. It was just the software. Well, I don't think it was anything I did. I'm not going to take... I'm going to take credit for the recovery. I'm not taking credit for the problem. Jordan says, roll on Tuesday for the ATR. How long will I sit on the ground learning that one? I know, right? Another aircraft to learn. Sky's the limit. Tom can do it for you. He's he's great now at learning new aircraft. Elliot, can you gift easy points? I don't believe you can, no. Right, we should be at our top of climb in about 50 miles or so, something like that. It's a cup of tea time. Right, we'll stop the timer. I don't need that anymore. See, the Phoenix aircraft behaves itself. Even when failures aren't turned on. It's perfect. So what time should we get into Murcia? Let's have a look. 13:36. Obviously we'll try and do our best to beat that. Nick Nagler, hey mate, on Twitch. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Oh, Beluga, you've just made me hungry now. Saying it's just had some lunch. Well, now I'm thinking, what am I going to have? Is this really what the weather is like? Are we sure live weather's not broken? This is simply stunning. We'll get up to top of climb, then we'll check out some en route weathers. And if they all say clear, no clouds detected, we know that's we know it's fine. Nick's just had pancakes as well.
I hope you enjoy.
Awesome. Fraser, there's no arrival on the overlay, that's right, and that is because Flying Life Studios, who provide the overlay, don't recognise the airport code, which is Lima Echo Mike India. It doesn't recognise it, so it's, yeah, we're a bit stuck, sadly. Elliot, that well looks correct. You're under us, and it's pretty much that all round. Well, that's okay. I hope you're not under us. I think we're over the channel. we've left land behind. Oh no, actually, there's still a bit of land down there. There's Cornwall, the Devon coastline. Alan's got clear skies there in Hampshire. Mike says we're over Paris right now. Microsoft Flight Sim, it's partially cloudy. Beluga, live weather isn't broken. You've got loads of clouds about to exit France and enter England. Well, hopefully you've got no clouds in England then, Beluga, on PC. Liana says you don't think the cloudless skies are stunning. You prefer a few scattered clouds just to make things more interesting. Yeah, I'd probably agree with you there, to be honest. Right, as we do cross the channel, though, it gives you a great chance to spot boats and ships and things. It's quite busy down there. I don't know too much about it, but is it true that the channel is like one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world? Sure, I've read that before in the past. Plenty of time today to do Wordle as well, if we can get that set up. Bo Pilot says it looks like a motorway when you're crossing the channel at low level. Elliot, is the trolley going around? I'm sure it will be when we get to top of climb. Won't be long. We'll be there in a minute. Mike says if you like lots of ships, try the approach into Singapore. Liana, yeah it is. The Dover Strait is the world's busiest shipping lane. 500 to 600 ships a day pass through the narrow strait between the UK and France. That many? That's ridiculous. Who knew? Seems like it should be a lot busier than this then. I spy with my little eye 4. At that side. 5. Oh, I think there was a 6th one down there. Oh, 7. I spy 7. It's not bad to be able to see them though, is it, in the sim? What are we, 35,000 feet and we can still see them? Beluga, how long would it take to cross the Cessna across the channel in a Cessna? It depends where you cross it, because what is it? Is it something like 26 miles between Calais and Dover? Matt Veal, Exeter is Cav OK, you watched us fly over. Oh, brilliant. Coming up on top of cruise now. And then we've got the tip of the Spanish coastline, that'd be a quick flight. The French coastline in front of us. Oh, there does seem to be a few more ships down there actually. Jersey's down there, of course. Been there a few times on stream. Mushlook says, hi, hope you're having a good flight. Just started, and as always, you took up his second monitor so he can work on the other one. Cheers from Rio de Janeiro. Wow, what time is it over there? It must be quite early in the morning for you. Welcome, mate. Great to have you on board. Right, we're at top of climb, out cruise, so switch that over. Let's just go through the SD pages. So everything's normal there. And there. 7.9 is pressure differential. That's getting closer to its limits, but it's okay. Cabin altitude's fine. Packs are all working. Electrics page is fine. Hydraulics page is fine. Fuel, we use 1.7, so that's what? 1.7 plus the 6.9 means that we have no fuel leak. What did we take off with? 8.7 tons, didn't we? So 6, 7, 9, call it 7 tons. Yeah, that's fine. 8.7 tons. No fuel leaks there. APU's obviously shut down. 24 degrees, 25 at the back. For those of you who like it warm. Doors are fine. Temperature's good. Flight controls all fine. The system's normal. Excellent. Okay, so we also need to pop our cost index back to 4. Looks like we'll get to our destination then at 13:31. Maybe a bit after that by the time we've slowed down. Reese Lewis, do you remember when Top Gear had a Bugatti Veyron race, Cessna versus the 182? I think I do remember seeing that. Yeah. Dave, you're losing the will to live. You're currently reinstalling Microsoft Flight Simulator and all the add-ons. Oh, that's like it's a 10-hour job, isn't it? Dennis, I did see your last message, but I didn't read it out because I couldn't understand it, mate. But you were trying to say, you meant to say that the coastline seems to look worse from this altitude than it used to. Is it just his imagination? I don't know. We haven't got a coastline for you to check out at the minute. I don't think it looks bad. Struggling today. I think I've got sort of like must be a sinus infection or something built up in the inner ears, you know, that affects sort of like your balance and spatial awareness. Sometimes I just feel myself going a little bit floaty. Thankfully virtual passengers don't really care.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Thank you. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet Simple Pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Tony, have we had any random failures on the Phoenix yet? Oh yeah, only one. The rest have been not random. Yeah, we had the thrust reverser was unlocked, wasn't it? Where were we? Oh, I think we might have been at Newcastle when that happened. yeah, we were at Newcastle, and we just pushed back. We were live on VATSIM as well, and suddenly we had a problem, like, well, we can't take off with this. So we actually called the engineer out. The engineer came, took us about 15 minutes, stuck on the ground, and they fixed it. So, yeah, highly realistic. Much longer, it's 8:50 AM for him in Rio de Janeiro. Says if you ever want a beautiful approach on challenging airport, can we suggest checking out SDU in Rio? I don't know if we've done that. I think we might have done it once on stream. You'd have to go back and search for it, of course. Elliot, that could be the onset of a bad cold. Oh, don't say that, Elliot. Valstrom says it's the result of jet lag and decompression from 10k drop. Fair point indeed. Finlay 1206, mate, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on board. You join us just as we're finishing crossing the English Channel. You can see France there. We're going to get some en route weathers. We'll do a fuel check as well. When is our next waypoint? Oh wow. Okay, it's actually okay, we'll do a fuel check in about 20 minutes. Let's get some en route weathers then. So what we got? I mean, do I really need to check what the weather's like in Brest? It's gorgeous, unless there's a major windstorm going on down there. Let's just sign out on the FO side. Hey William Bandon, good morning to you. Hope you are well. Right, Draconi on Twitch, thank you for reposting this. You were wondering if you could show us what the SimBrief default settings look like. Continuous fuel, reserve fuel, fuel factor, airframe, etc. Tutorials on the Fenix A320 show you how to set up the box. They would do, but it's been quite some time since it shows how the flight plan itself is actually generated, and you always end up with some discrepancy as you're following along. So Draconi, the first thing is, do you have the Fenix SimBrief profile? When you're doing all that, so that is the main thing. You need to have the correct SimBrief profile, otherwise there will be some discrepancies. What should we check out here? Romeo Sierra, Lima Fox Romeo Sierra. I think that's Nantes. Check that out. Mad Matt UK 123, have we ever done a circle to land in the Airbus? Yes, we have. Not for a long time though. Hey Anthony, it's good to see you. Andrew, hey Gav, you're streaming GTA 5. GTA 5? Is that out? What's the one that we're all waiting for? It's been years since they last released one, wasn't it? Mike Wright, it says you did a circle to land yesterday, runway 22 right at Nice. A circle to land on 22 right at Nice. Interesting. Jeff, you read this as Bristol to Murcia. What, in the USA? No, our little aircraft can't get that far. Nantes, wind 040 at 10. Visibility is fine. Few clouds, 4,000 feet. So can we see some clouds over there? I don't see any clouds. Be interested to see if we see any clouds on this stream. Live weather is on, isn't it? I'm just going to double check.
I hope you enjoy your trip.
Yeah, live weather is on. Draconi, you believe so using the SimBrief profile they posted on the Phoenix Discord. Yeah, in that case, that's absolutely fine. If you've got that set up, everything should then be set by default then, really. I'm just trying to think, there's not really anything else. I think the best way to talk through that, Draconi, if you can get on our Discord server, that might be the best way, because then you can screenshot things, which would be very useful, and point out any issues that you see. Hey Jamie, good to see you on our YouTube stream this morning. Hope you are well. Mr. Bones 1230OG was wondering, every time you try and select auto throttle in the fly-by-wire, it doesn't turn on. Any suggestions? The only reason I can think of for that is potentially if you're in some kind of protection mode. And if your thrust levers are not in the climb detent as they are here, so they must be in the climb detent for auto thrust to be working when you're flying. No Legs 2411, good afternoon. Says it's a beautiful day in Ireland today. You're expecting something to go wrong. Mike, the RMP approach to runway 22 at Nice, then a circle lands the 90 degree turn. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were doing a circle land as in you were approaching runway 04, then you broke off to do the circle land procedure. No, I see what you mean. Yeah. The RMP approach. William, you've come here for the screaming. There won't be any screaming today. It's a turbulent, cloudless day. It's gorgeous. The earth is baking down below. Leon makes a good point as well on Twitch, Mr. Bones. If you go through the guide for fly-by-wire, it'll take you through everything, but normally auto thrust is engaged the moment you use like toga or manflex in your thrust levers. This noise could just lull you to sleep, couldn't it?
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
I need to update the PAs. Easyjet don't take money anymore. Hey Barry, good to see you back on, mate. Hope you're well. The daddy on Twitch. The amount of emojis available on Twitch is insane. So, what's our random topic of conversation going to be today? We've got beautiful weather. Everything is absolutely fine in the air. Nothing's broken. Just what every pilot dreams of, a boring flight. Nick, I saw you post that 21 years ago today, to the day you joined VATSIM. What really shocked me about that, Nick, not your age, was that VATSIM's been around that long. I can't believe that. That's an incredible amount of time, isn't it? Here's a great question for you. We've not done sort of quiz questions for a while. What is the danger? Not danger. I don't like using words that could potentially trigger things. But what is a potential issue? Rephrase it. What is a potential issue with our flight route today? Just have a look at the flight route there. So what is a potential issue for our flight route here today? Mad Matt 123 flying over water. Flying over water isn't an issue. Heck, we did transatlantic the other day, so that's fine. Beluga says limited alternates. Dark Fury says Eurocontrol. Baron, the Bay of Biscay. What's wrong with the Bay of Biscay? Jenny, the mountains approach. No, there's not really any terrain to worry about too much today. Not like you coming into the chat. Top Gun, you trying to divide his time between this stream and the Starship launch. Are they doing it again today? Matt says the French airspace. ATC strikes. Ace, boredom, lack of turns. Fair enough. The sun in your eyes? Where is the sun? I think you're alright for that. I think it's a bit too high up. If it was winter operations, then yeah, potentially. Right, there's the coastline. We were talking about coastline earlier. Do we think it looks worse than it used to? Elliot, you think the coastlines have improved? Yeah, so just coming back to the question. So the issue is, I forgot we mentioned something about alternates, but the potential issue is when you're about here, if the worst happens and you lost both engines, you're probably not going to get in anywhere and you're going to get wet. So, you know, if you work at about 2 miles per 1,000 feet, what are we at? 36. .72 miles. If we have a look at the route, no van. So if we just pop in, if we go to our fixes page, yeah, look. So that's based off no van. We haven't actually got a waypoint to use here. But you can see, you can pretty much guesstimate, can't you? Looking at that ring there, if you moved it further forward, you're going to be struggling a little bit. I mean, the chances are you're not going to lose both engines. It would be very, very unlucky situation. I mean, they say that the chances of losing both engines are billions to 1. The daddy says they've scrubbed the launch again on Twitch. Have they? Have they cancelled it? Oh well, that means everyone watching their stream should come and watch ours instead. Blue, yeah, it's you've got limited places to. I think it's not so much limited places to land. It's more you're probably not going to make this. A nice long glide into Barazzo Bordeaux, Arthur. Yeah, or of course at the moment, I mean, what you can do now, I suppose, is what we got. We got Nantes over here, aren't we? Lima Fox Romeo November. So let's go to the equitime point and put in Lima Fox Romeo November. I'll pop that there. And Lima Fox Bravo Zulu. Oops, Lima Fox Bravo Zulu. That's Barantz, isn't it? Pop that there. So that's now the equitime point between those two places where we could get in. Oh, actually, where's RS? I think I've got the wrong one in there. Hang on. Lima Fox Romeo Sierra. I think I put the wrong code in there. Hang on. Yeah, that looks better. So there's our ETP now, sort of across this the Bay of Biscay. So if something happens before we get to it, we're turning around. Something happens after it, you know, carry on. We've also got Bilbao there as well, but I think perhaps it's probably a bit closer to get to. Well, that's where this page comes in useful, isn't it? Closest airports. Now, of course, doesn't mean we can get in all of these, of course. In fact, I'm not even sure you can get in any of those. Jenny says land on the water and put up a sail. Mad Max says the tailwind would help us get to dry land. That's true. It's not much of a tailwind today, though. F-Bot Head says I sound like Richard Hammond. Really? I probably live closer to where Jeremy Clarkson was from. Neil, hi mate, says thanks again for a fantastic stream. It's really a pleasure flying with you whilst working from home. Is that what you're doing, Neil? Working from home got us on a second screen. Do you know what? If I could do this all day, every day, professionally, just streaming all day while you guys work and provide, you know, entertainment, something to listen to, then I would. Sadly, that isn't the case. Elliot says I sound more like John Anderson from Yes. Do you know, Elliot, so many people tell me that. They really do. And I don't think I've ever listened to him to find out if that's true or not. William FS, which airport do I use? Oh, dozens of different ones. And Nagasaw says you don't hear that. No, I don't either, to be honest. William, daily long hauls. Do you reckon? Not sure I could make it financially viable. We need like something like a... I don't know, we'd need like 100,000 views on every stream, I think, to make that work. Oh, William, you mean for Murcia? Ah, okay, so it's the freeway one available from flightsim.to. So, which I've not seen. I've only seen screenshots of, but it looked alright, so we'll see what it's like when we get there. I like visiting new airports, and of course this is a real-world flight as well, remember guys, don't forget that, so we've not just made this up. Now, this box of Pringles has been sat here on my desk since we did the long haul on Tuesday, and I haven't opened it yet. I'm wondering if today's the day. It'll definitely be lunchtime in a moment. Oh, I see clouds. Real world weather is clearly working. There's some clouds down there, look. Not many. Nolex 2411. It is Texas barbecue flavour. We were talking about this during the long haul. I don't really like Pringles, but I do like their Texas barbecue flavour. They're quite nice. Once you pop, you can't stop. Do they still use that tagline for Pringles? They did when it first came out, didn't they? Oh, I've just realised at the top of this package it says I've got a chance to win an ultimate gaming set. One of hundreds of headsets. Keyboard, camera, gaming mouse. Oh, who knows? This stream may be sponsored by Pringles. Mark, is that your favourite flavour? Sour cream ones. Oh no. Ugh. No. Jenny's just eating salt and vinegar squares. Dark Fury, do they do a pizza flavour Pringles? That can't be right, surely. Nagasaur says, working for an airline and not liking Pringles will severely reduce your dining options. Maybe. Alden says, if I could give you a quick rendition of Wondrous Stories, we could put the John Anderson thing to a vote. Yeah, that's something that's not going to happen. I mean, that might not, that probably wouldn't even happen on our VIP channel in the Discord. And if anything daft is going to happen, that's where it's going to be. William says, see, you could sell ad space on the plane, 1 inch for $500, then you could stream all day. Yeah, who's going to pay that? Mad Matt says he's on a diet, sadly, so it's dried bread and fruit for his treat. Wow. It's got to be done, though, hasn't it? It's got to be done. I've lost weight recently. I've lost weight because I'm just not eating. I don't have a huge appetite. I used to exercise so much prior to COVID, and then COVID hit and just, mojo's gone. I used to cycle, I used to swim, I used to work out at home. I don't do any of that anymore. My lifestyle is certainly much more sedentary than it used to be, and obviously with that then, the weight started to come on. But now I just don't eat that much because I don't have the appetite for it. I don't have the hunger. I'm not burning the calories for it. Fraser says he's going to join us from Geneva. There's loads of rain there. Yeah, come find these cloudless sunny skies that we've got here. No Lex says if anyone wants to take some of his weight, feel free. Mark says he's the same, he's on the summer slim down so he doesn't empty the pool when he dives in it on holiday. I think these streams sometimes just turn into a male support group. Sorry, Jenny. I know you're on stream as well. Regis, what's for lunch? I was just wondering about that. Jenny says a COVID spare tyre. Yeah. I think we all got those. They're so much easier to obtain than they are to remove. That's the issue. No, I am going in the right direction. I am my bell hooks, I'm having to pull them tighter and tighter. So Mad Max says his gastric bypass costs $7 grand, so he ain't going over 12.5 stone. The journey from 25 to 12 stone took 8 months. Wow, Mad Max, that is some serious dedication. Congratulations to you. I'm sure you're feeling the benefits and seeing them as well, so fantastic. Dark Fury, you try, but you're still like a bag of bones. You are, mate. There's nothing. You could eat McDonald's all day long. I don't think it would affect you. Elliot says he sold a second car and now he has to walk to work about 20 minutes. He has to. The weight's gone down loads. See, I have the first officers to walk, so I'll probably walk him about, I don't know, by the time we've totted it all up, an hour a day, maybe? Arthur's just back from a long weekend in Seville where he ate about 3 tons of tapas. Madman123 says he can now fit inside the Cessna 152. There you go, life goals. Mark, you do a lot of cycling in the summer with the ridiculous amount of hills around there in Scarbados. It does tend to shift a lot of the excess. Mark, that's true. Same here in Yorkshire. Mad Matt, you're now within the weight limit for flying gliders. They scare me. I want some engine power. It really is the most cloudless stream I think we've ever done. I can see a cloud ahead of though, so it's not like real world weather isn't working. It is actually working fine. It's just a glorious day. That glorious, in fact, this morning I went out and watered the grass before the sun got on it. In fact, yeah, let's have that debate, because how many people have told you, oh, you can't water the grass when the sun's shining because it'll burn the grass? What? I'm sorry, if I water my grass and the sun shines on it, I don't expect it to erupt into flames. You know, if that was actually the case, every time in nature when it rained and the sun shone on it, it would obliterate the earth and be scalded. I don't believe it. So, right or wrong, water the grass before the sun shines on it. Yes or no? Or water the grass whenever the heck you want, because it will not spontaneously combust. Leanne says when it's really warm the water will just evaporate quickly. You're not sure it'll actually harm the grass, but it probably won't achieve anything useful. I get that. To be fair, it will evaporate away, but I've just put a lot of new grass seed down, so I just need the soil to stay a bit soaked. William says it can damage the root system. Blue on PC says never heard of that. Nick says yes. Nick, come on mate. Yes to what? I want an either or. Mark, going back to the diet, Guinness has the fewest calories, so that's his excuse. Leanne says it's not summer yet, this time of year it'll be fine. I'm not a gardener, I just need my grass to grow. Dark Fury, you're supposed to water the grass on the evening of a hot day. Again, that makes sense to me, because it's dried up all day, so you need to give it some water. Fine. My issue is the so-called argument that you can't water plants and grass during the day because the sun will burn the leaves. William, what type of grass? The green kind. What type of grass? I don't know. William says Twitch is breaking in. Really? Can't see any issue with it. Alan says water the lawns at dusk, watering during the day, the water just evaporates. Again, Alan, I do get that. I understand, yeah. Dark is supposed to be 40 degrees weather in weeks. What? Give over, it's not. Have you been reading the Daily Mail? You won't be able to water the grass. Like Grandma used to say, hot tea is best for hot weather. Not sure if it's good for grass. 40 degrees? Never. Oh, see, Leanna, this is the thing that I hear. So the water droplets could act as a magnifier, the sun getting magnified, not good for the leaves. That's what I've heard. Then, I'm not sure I've ever known water set a lawn on fire. Oh, William, I see what... Okay. Yeah, the penny didn't drop there, William. It's not the kind of grass I'm growing indoors, put it that way. Fraser says, what a beautiful thing that the fly-by-wire now actually wipes the rain away when it rains. Yeah, the Phoenix does as well. Hey, Felix Ball, good afternoon or good evening. How are you? Good to see you on stream today. All is going very well. All is just going swimmingly, actually. I use that phrase in the hope that we don't have a problem now and lose both engines, because I bet we're probably at about the place where we'd actually struggle to meet dry land anywhere. Yeah, see, look, 118 mile. Probably not going to glide that. That's to Bordeaux. Elliot, you mentioned on air that we're scheduled to break the 40 degrees C record this summer. Guess we'll find out. Do you know if that is the case, though? Oh, I'm going to go on holiday to somewhere colder. Brendan says this is why you love flight sim channels. You never know what the subject matter will be covered. I know we do have a different one each stream, don't we? Which is why I kind of like it. Today we're talking about burning weed. Nolex says, but if that was the case, and he's no expert there, but what if we went out in the sea for a splash on a sunny day? Would we not burn as a direct result? Well, potentially. Yeah. Felix, what is a VOR used for? Oh, they're used for old school navigation now, aircraft that don't have GPS systems in them. They're just radar beacons which you can track and point your aircraft towards and tune in so you know where you are. The GPS is pretty much slowly rendering them redundant. Lena says, as a single pilot flying your single plane, every now and then I don't think realistic failures are realistic, just not frequent enough on that scale. Well, failures don't happen very often, do they? In the real world, they really don't. $130 miles to Bordeaux, or 103 miles to Bilbao. So if something goes wrong now, Bilbao is where we're going. Tony says, just checked out the random failure at Newcastle. It took a while to fix. It did, but wasn't it cool the way that they did it? Well, Carl, thank you for subscribing. Hope you are well. William says, here in Amsterdam we burn weed by the kilogram. Yes, but you've told us Brits not to come and visit you anymore now, so that's it. Mark, with FS Realistic, do I leave it as default settings or do you change them? I've gone through and changed them because some things were just not realistic. You know, when you're doing an engine start in the A320, the last thing you want to hear is clear prop! It's kind of an immersion killer. Dark, what's wrong with Bilbao? I like Bilbao, it's a gorgeous approach. Mark says, judging by the smells around here, some parts of Scarborough burn weed by the kilo. That's true. I do often say to my wife, you know, if you're unhappy, just take the dog out for a walk, and I promise the smell out there, you'll come back and you'll be in a much calmer mood. Leanna says, no, but if you fly every day in different places, you might encounter minor problems. There might be maybe a major one every couple of years. We're not getting many failures. You see that when you see like the tech log for a real aircraft, most of the things, I mean, there's usually something in it, yeah, but a lot of them are really, really minor things which you can't replicate in a simulator. Things like, you know, an armrest in C7 Alpha isn't working properly, or a tray table is missing, you know, that kind of thing. I did see a good one the other day where, hang on, let me find it. Yeah, so you see the cover here for the strut. It was actually missing. The cover for the strut was missing. It was fine. There wasn't even a fuel penalty, but yeah, the strut was missing. Sorry, not the strut, but just the cover for it over the top. It was missing. So yeah, they're the kind of things that you get, but we can't simulate those, sadly. Hey Migs, Murcia's not too far from where you're born. Good to see you today again, Migs. Runway 23 is planned, which is the ILS, but we'll see what the wind's doing. Then I'm going to go and grab some food. Otherwise, my sugar levels will drop before we land, and I can't have that. Let's see. Because what is the maximum tailwind we can get away with in the A320? Let you guys answer that question. Dark Fury, that was the stream where you declared an emergency because you were using the keyboard and mouse to fly. Oh, not good. Why don't I remember that? The only thing more of a maintenance is like a valve or something you need to replace it. Yeah, again, it's stuff that you probably wouldn't be able to simulate too well on stream. Could you valve with the pods have covers? Yeah, they do. The nacelle. Chill Out Flight Channel, good afternoon. Hope you're well. I have got the munchies mark. I'm getting hungry now. Fraser 15 and Wood Austria, yeah, 15. So as long as we have less than a 50 knot tailwind, we can still make the ILS approach in. What we got? Winds 190 at 9. That's just a crosswind. Although it's might be starting to spin round. Crosswind landing then. William, do I know when Phoenix version 2 will come out? I'm afraid I do not know. Migs, if we do make it to Murcia, then or Murcia, something's gone awfully wrong. Yes, some issue with the navigation. See, we're safe now. If both engines blow up, we'll get into Bilbao. Right, we've got no ATC. I'm going to clear out the fixers page because we don't need those showing anymore now. Just showing daft information. So I think now is the perfect time to go and grab some food as we approach Bilbao. Might get a nice view of that as well. Okay, guys, yeah, I'm going to go and just grab a bit of food. We've got about another hour and 20 minutes before we land, I think. About another hour. Right, I'm going to go grab some food and then we'll start doing the arrival brief and set things up then, as we're about to enter mainland Spain. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the stream and it's keeping you entertained this afternoon. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please do consider hitting that like button. Helps the channel on YouTube. It really, really does. So thank you everyone that's done that already. I will be back in about 5-10 minutes. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Back in a few minutes.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Alright guys, back with you. Oh, it's cold out there. It's warming in my warming in the flight deck. Oh, that's a great view. Is that Bilbao down is that Bilbao down there? Let's have a look. Oh no, we've passed Bilbao. Fine. That looks stunning though, doesn't it? Really nice. So when I'm grabbing myself something to munch, and also had to sort out an argument between a few children back in the cabin, but all is well. For the next 5 minutes anyway. Aircraft just seems to be rocking a little bit now, doesn't it? Rocking the passengers to sleep. Perfect. Oh no, I think I prefer that view. That's a gorgeous view, isn't it? Like that. Oh, so what did I miss? Elliot, you've got cable ties on board. I can't do that. My wife doesn't permit me. Although I have threatened them before with parcel tape. Usually over their mouths. Ace Airstream says Pamplona. I have no idea, is it? The Basque Mountains are indeed quite spectacular, even at ground level, as you discovered last month. Do you mean in the sim, Ace? Not in real life. Nagasaur says you missed the first part of northern Portugal and Spain. Don't think we'll see Portugal from where we are. Straight jackets, perhaps. Yeah, but I'd have to buy 3 of them. Makes you get a good look at the Pyrenees off the left wing. Oh yes, there you go. Not sure about that big white. There you go, that terrain popping, just filling in the distance. You do get a gorgeous sense of actually transversing Europe when we leave England and we see how green it was, and you can now see that it's just starting to get a bit browner in places. Oh, Ace, you meant in the motorhome in real life. Fair enough. That does look nice, doesn't it? Right, so looking at the Streamlabs leaderboard then. So Elliot is now at the top. Dark is in second. Barry is... oh, hang on, I'm reading it back to front. Sorry. Otto is at the top. No, he isn't. I'm reading that one back to front as well. Oh, come on, Streamlabs. Put it in a nice order for me. Alright, so let me read this again. Number 1, we've got Eastbirds, of course we do. Mark is at number 2. Peter ATCO, we've not seen for a while, is number 3. Soren is number 4. Nick is sitting halfway at the table at number 5. Ginger Ninja, number 6. Otto is at 7. 8 is Elliot. 9 is the Legend Dark Fury. And Barry has now made it into the top 10 leaderboard. Fantastic. That looks highly detailed down there as well. Oh, I love that view. I might just sit with this view for a while I sit and munch. Whoa, I bet you can't guess what I've got to eat today. Have a guess. I love the fact that when I ask that question, everybody instantly types in sausage roll, Asda sausage roll, and pork scratchings. Actually, no. Nope, no sausage roll today, and I've finished all my pork scratchings, so I'm going to have a month off of those. Probably lying, I won't last a month. Fraser, pizza flavoured Pringles. I've never tried those. Mix, how do you get points again? You've forgotten everything. It's basically just by watching the stream, chatting. So the more chatting you do, you get points for that, and interacting, etc. And you also get lots of points for donations things, but obviously that's not mandatory. Completely voluntary. So yeah, it's the more interactions you do, the more points you get, basically. Oh, Kevin, a Greg's Steak Bake. I've not had them for a long, long time. See? Spanish brownness. Sadly, no air traffic control either. Middle of the day on a Thursday. I guess people are busy. It really is cloudless skies again, isn't it? Oh, I haven't had a good Cornish pasty, Barney, for a long time. In fact, the last Cornish pasty I had was when I was down in Devon. I felt like I was cheating on the county next door. So while I'm just doing this, we might as well go through and just start grabbing a bit of information for the approach. So, just have a look. ILS 23 is planned. Which, so we've got the circle to land. That's fine. Funnily enough, there's no restrictions on that either. I thought you may only have been able to do it circle to land. I thought it would have been prohibited over this side because of the terrain. And then the VOR is a 12. Is it a 12-mile DME arc? 17-mile DME arc. And then inbound on the 050 radial in. I mean, today, looking at the weather for this, it's just beautiful. Landing gear failure. How would that work in Flight Simulator? It's not going to end well, that is it? Straightforward star then, isn't it? Nothing daft there. Alright, well, given the winds were 190, so 2-3 is going to be fine. What star is it? The Alt 1 Quebec arrival. Altet 1 Quebec, that is. Murcia's got a VOR as well. MUR. What's the go around have us do? Hold Ditry, so it's not actually using the Sanjavia VOR that's there. Victor Sierra Juliet. Let's have a look at the ILS approach. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. What's the platform altitude for this then? 2,500 feet. MSA, it's going to be 47 as we come in. Visibility is definitely Cat 1. Cat 1's the only one we've got, actually. So runway visual range, yeah, about 550. And minimum's 883. Elevation 640, that's the highest level we've had for a while. Missed approach, straight out, 3.1 miles from Murcia, left turn. And we've got an altitude on there, there's no altitude on there. How strange. ATC would probably give you the altitude to climb to then, so we're over this sea. Let's just set our own. Looks like we're going to set our own if we've got no ATC. I've never seen a chart with no go-around altitude given. Neither does the VOR approach at the other side. Weird. Okay, 4,000 it is. That keeps us clear of things anyway. MSA is 3.2, so 4,000 makes sense. ILS India Romeo Mike. And inbound course 226. Let's look what we can learn at that. 3 degrees 45, and we have 3 degree pappies. Not a very big airport this, so shouldn't get lost. It's a 3,000 metre runway though, so flaps 3 will work nicely for us as well. Alright. Right, I'm going to do the brief, then I'm going to eat my lunch. So let's just get the latest weather and then we can fill out the perf page as well. So we've got Atsu, AOC. So we'll look at our weather then for LEMI. 190 at 9, variable 140, 240. Cab OK, 23 degrees, QNH 1011. All nice and straightforward. Alright, let's set up the box, so let's just see what the arrival looks like. In fact, will this work? Let me just try something. There we go. Bit easier to see now, isn't it? Oh yeah, that arrival looks absolutely spot on. So straight over. Oh, we're flying straight over Alicante as well. That's nice. So we see that, and that works. That works perfectly into Murcia. So. If at Dixer we have a look, how far out is that? Dixer's 23 miles out. So what we'll do then is, what was that? Have I just clicked something? Aircraft's fine. Okay. Who talked about failures? Who talked about failures? Whoever it was, I don't like you anymore. Just as that comes in, Migs! pretend I'd have something interesting to say, but I'm really just super chatting for the points to have a smooth landing. Well, okay. Brilliant. Miggs, you're a legend, mate. Thank you so much for your $6.99 Canadian dollars, grabbing the points there. Miggs, you are a legend these last few days. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your support. Right now, we're going to try and troubleshoot this. I want my dinner. So obviously, anti-skid's just been turned off. Can you just turn that back on again? Max brake pressure 1000 psi. Landing distance procedure would need to apply. Cap 3 single only. So we've confirmed that the anti-skidding is off. We can see that there. That gives us in-ops systems. However, can we clear that? I don't think I clicked it by mistake. Maybe I did. Do you think I flicked that off? Someone would have to go back and watch the stream and see where my mouse cursor was when I was when it binged. Alright, well we confirmed what the failure was. Aircraft was flying fine, so we weren't rushing around. We've got loads of fuel. And we've hopefully just remedied that. Alright, well, with that in mind, I'm going to just continue setting up the box for our approach. If something daft happens, I mean we're nearly on our way down, if something daft does happen, and we need a bit more time to troubleshoot, then we can just hold out here at Ditry. So, that'll be the backup plan. Hey, Zoro DKT Gaming. Yeah, we've flown all the way from the UK. This isn't a long flight, this is short haul. Should have been with us when we did transatlantic the other day. Right, let me just CF23. Let's continue the box setup because we're getting a bit closer now. So we're going 180, that's fine. Insert that. Flight plan page, I'm going to just pop in, let me, if I can spell it right. Runway 23. 9-mile radius, ring around that, get 3,000 feet as we cross that. Okay, so flight plan's done. RadNav page, let's pop in let's put in, is it Murcia? Yeah, M-U-R VSJ. RadNav page is sorted. Runway 23, how far out are we? 175 miles. QH 1011. That's the two aircraft that departed ahead of us. He's that far ahead we can hardly hear him now on Unicom. Winds 190 at 9. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Config 3. And the barrow is 883. Four tons, which gives us 61 ton landing weight. And second flight plan, copy active. Right, Nick, thanks for being here, mate. See you on the next one. Goodbye, my friend. Alright, box is set up. Let's do our brief, then I can eat my tea for the next 80 miles. Eat my lunch for the next 80 miles. So weather in Murcia is fine. Got a bit of a crosswind from the left. Wind's about 9 knots. But other than that, there's no clouds. Visibility is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, not an issue. Dry runway, all that stuff. Aircraft still fully serviceable according to the information we've got. I think we just had an erroneous anti-skid issue, but that was solved. No attempts for arrival today, and threats to be aware of. Just a bit of unfamiliarity around the airport itself. I've never been here before, so there is that. Obviously a tiny bit of terrain just there to the north, so if anything starts to go badly on the way down, let's just veer ourselves off in the other direction. Just be aware that that is there. Let's have a look at how we're going to be landing. So we're planning runway 23, Altec 1, Quebec arrival. That brings us in down here to Dixer. Then there is no speed restrictions, anything like that. After Dixer, we're on the ILS, so straight in. Normal 3-degree ILS approach. Runway is 45 meters wide, normal runway, and got Pappies to follow as well. Platform altitude is 2,500 feet as we're coming in. MSA is 4,700 feet. So the plant will be green dot at Dixer, flaps 1 as we leave Dixer, flaps 2 then as we capture the glide slope on our way down. We will use auto brake low for the landing today. And once we get there, just have a look at the map because I don't know this airport. We'll be vacating at Bravo most likely, unless we end up going to the end, then it'll be Alpha 2. So we'll just be backtracking on Echo and then parking from to the terminal at Delta. Short taxi if we do get off of Bravo, so we'll just have to start the timer. Remember to start the timer when we get down because we need 3 minutes before I can shut the engine down. And then I think that's about it. The go around is straight out to 21 miles from the Murcia VOR, and then we've got the arc to hold at Dittery. That is if everything works alright. If we end up holding at Dittery, we should have enough fuel to get in and have another go. We've got loads actually. Although we only took plug fuel today, which is the first time I've done that on stream, I think. So there we are. Hey Ace on Twitch, good to see you. William FS and SpaceX is trying to lift off now at 1328 Zulu. We might have just landed by then. Chill Out Flight Channel, he says he's been looking for the Murcia scenery, which one we're using. So there is a free one on flightsim.to, which we're going to check out. Oh, nice. That is gorgeous. Look at that down there. That's beautiful. Migs, what's my favourite Spanish airport to fly in and out of? Malaga's always fun. Bit of a challenge. Alicante is nice as well. And what's the other one? Almeria, whatever you want to call it. That's nice as well.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Felix, what's my favourite airport, my favourite route to fly of all time? This is going to sound very cliche after Tuesday, but it probably is something transatlantic. There's just something so romantic about the Heathrow to JFK. Love doing it. Absolutely love it. Loved it even more on Tuesday with you guys here as well. What an epic day that was. David says Malaga's where he flew into from Bristol last week, bit bumpy on final. Were you coming in over land then, David, or did you come in over the Mediterranean? Which way did you land in? Madman, the ICO code for the destination airport is Lima Echo Mike India. So no, we're not in the descent just yet. No, we'll be on our way down in about 10 minutes or so, I think. It's not long now. Not long at all. What was that? 13:10. Oh, 5 minutes. I best get munching. Put my dinner on my tray table. Look. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to mute my microphone then. You can hear me chomping away. You didn't guess what I was eating for my dinner. So I do have my usual Baby Bell cheese, bit of dairy, always good, vitamin D. But I've just had a nice brioche, nice and sweet bread. Kids love them, and they're just easy. And as long as you don't get the chocolate ones, they're not messy either. Hey, Thick Moisty, good to see you on stream, mate. Hope you're well. Mick says, speaking about the transatlantic, 98% loved it, 2% screams. We shall never forget. Do you know, for all the majesty and brilliance of a transatlantic stream, that is the one bit everyone's going to remember from that, isn't it? A Boeing 777-300ER Enjoyer. What a mouthful of a name. Great aircraft. Hi, mate. Well, welcome on board. David says a longer flight coming back to Bristol due to French air traffic control strikes. Yeah, because you'll have to fly all the way around. Well, it's just not a weekday, is it? Unless the French are striking. Right, the creme de la creme of my dinner. The Cadbury's cream egg. Everyone knows how much I love Cadbury's cream eggs, so that's all they get me for Easter. I don't get Easter eggs, I just get a month's supply of Cadbury's eggs, although they're only a month's supply if I have one a day, which at the moment I don't think they're going to last that long. Phil McDougall, so you used to work for Cadbury. You get bored of chocolate after 7 years there. Clearly you're not a woman. Elliot, did you buy the box of 6? They're on offer in Tesco's there now. Are they? Don't tell me that. Rezo, I don't know if the PPL ground exams are hard. I think it's like everything, isn't it? Things become easier the more you work at them. Kevin, you wonder if the transatlantic mishap might make the flight sim clip of the weeks. I doubt it very much, Kevin. I don't think I'm well known enough to have to make those reels. Right, so we're going to start heading down as we're at our top of descent. So let's start heading down flight level 140. So descent 140 blue. Down we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder reminder for our Easyjet pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
Oh, that aftertaste of the Cadbury's egg, where you've got chocolate and the cream and everything. Phil, whatever you do, don't tell us what's in a Cadbury's egg, because you'll ruin it for life. Alexander, so the PA announcements, everything you're hearing is coming from an app called Self-Loading Cargo. Meg says his mother absolutely hates chocolate. It's bizarre. She can't even stand the smell of the stuff. She's a complete statistical and anomaly worthy of an entire scientific study. I don't think I've ever met a woman that doesn't like chocolate. Thick Moisture on Twitch. Cream eggs are the only reason you like the month of April. Snow, the French strike about anything. Yeah, I think you're right there, mate. Photochromax also says the French are masters of strikes. Maybe it comes from the French Revolution times. Ah, yes. Les Miserables. Phil, chocolate and sugar. Lots of sugar. I know, lots of sugar. Probably too much sugar. Right, I'm going to use managed speed. We're going to selected speed, and we'll keep it 270 and keep on our way down. Elliot says he goes through phases with chocolate. Sometimes it'll go weeks, and then all of a sudden he'll do something gross. Interesting. Now you see, Kevin, this is what I was thinking. You can get 48 cream eggs for a little over 20 quid on a well-known site named after a famous river. I know. I am guilty. Matt says, isn't it about 25 teaspoons of sugar in an egg? I mean, how can you even cram that into one egg? And is it my imagination, or did the eggs used to be bigger? And I'm pretty certain again, but again, I can't say for absolute certainty. Didn't the wrapper on the Cadbury's egg, did it not used to be red, yellow and blue? It's now red, yellow and purple. I thought when I was a kid it was always blue. Everyone's now going off buying cream eggs. Viewership numbers have dropped as everyone signs out of YouTube to go and purchase on purchase on that well-known retailer site. Matt, we were smaller when we were younger. That's true as well, I guess. Everything's relative. Maybe they just seemed bigger when we were younger. It has been a very chill flight today, guys, I must say. We've had literally cloudless skies all the way down. I mean, if you were an actual real-world passenger on this flight and you've got a window seat, you couldn't have asked for a better flight, could you? Oh, that's stunning. Pablo says, hi Gavin, thank you for flying to his hometown, Murcia. The new airport is great. They used the military base right by the sea before passenger flights, but they made that exclusively military. So, looking forward to seeing it. I'm just hoping I've got the scenery installed correctly for it when we get there. Mark, everything's got smaller, but the prices have got bigger. Yeah. That seems to be the way, doesn't it, sadly? That's the way everything's going. View down there looks spectacular. Okay, so we're still nicely on profile. That's all working well. And Malanquedo, thank you for raiding us on Twitch with a party of 3. Welcome on board, guys. You join us just as we are on the way down. And what are we at? Flight level 240. We're on our way down to flight level 140. And then we'll get ourselves sorted. QNH 1011. After this, I really hope that the scenery is loaded in. It's meant to be some pretty neat looking freeware scenery, so we'll find out together, won't we? Fruitbat, mate, thank you so much for your 5 EasyJet Simpilot channel membership gifts. That is an amazing support of the channel. Thank you, Fruitbat. So welcome to Andrew Curry, Bala Jurassica Doorman, Thomas, and Jeff the Plane. Love that name. Mate, thank you so much, Fruitbat, for your support. Very generous of you to support us. Hope you're well, and good to see you. Good to see you on the stream as well, mate. Thank you for your support. And immediately straight after, Fraser 1850 again gifting 5 EasyJet Simpilot channel memberships. Fraser, you're quickly becoming a legend on this channel. You're rivaling Dark Fury. Thank you so much, Fraser, for another 5 membership gifts going to Jenny, Captain Cribble, Steve J, Jason, and GD. Courtesy of Fraser 1850. Guys, remember, if you're on Discord, get yourself into our members lounge as well on there. Thank you so much to both Fraser and to Fruitbat for those membership gifts. Really do appreciate that, guys. Very, very generous of you to support us this week. Thank you. Right, I think we've got Dark Fury on TCAS as well now. He's what, about 18 miles ahead of us? Separation there's fine. Elliot says, sadly he's going to miss the landing today. He's got to get off soon for the show time. No, you don't, Elliot. Just walk faster. Run. Felix, you're looking forward to the time, the day when we fly in Australia. We haven't done an Australia special for a long time. Maybe that should be our next long haul, coast to coast Australia. Good old Qantas. William, there is a bit of bouncing around at the moment. You're quite right. Obviously the channel is more or less dedicated.
Traffic top jet 34 offline. We've just passed Alpha Lima Tango with the below flight level 100-250 knots.
That's fine. So obviously the channel is pretty much exclusively EasyJet Ops, just because that's the standard operating procedures I follow. But we do special streams like the Transatlantic we did on Tuesday. The problem is I don't want to do the special ones too often because it would kind of dilute it a little bit, wouldn't it? So definitely look at doing some of the specials soon in the future. And I think Moisey says Heathrow to Perth, it's only 20 hours. Wow. Indeed it is. Right, thrust idle open descent now. Let's see if we can just wind that speed up a bit, drop down below the profile, then we've got a chance to slow down. And Fruitbat, a nice 380 stream when it comes out. Don't you worry about that, Fruitbat. That will be happening. Whatever I've got planned for that day, as and when the fly-by-wire release that, I will be cancelling all my plans. They'll release on my wedding anniversary, won't they? Can you imagine? Christian says his first 330 flight will be Munich Mali. Fair enough. Boeing 777, enjoy it. The voices that you're hearing are coming from self-loading cargo. Thrust idle return 6000 blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Alright, so let's run the approach checklist. So bar QNH 1011 is set, cross check, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are 883, we have auto brake low, EFB is stowed. Start winding that speed right now, 250 knots as we approach 10,000 feet, and it is bumpy. Not very windy though. Red Star 101, how do you make your own announcements on self-loading cargo? So there is, I did do a tutorial a while back regarding self-loading cargo, so you can search for that if you just hop into the YouTube search Easyjet Sim Pilot and self-loading cargo. You'll probably find that and come up with it. So I'm just trying to bring that just trying to bring that profile down to meet it. There we go. So we're coming up on 10,000 feet now. Landing lights are on. LS on. I'll activate the approach phase as well. Okay, VS 19, we'll go 18, VS at 18, that's fine.
Murcia, area traffic, Tonja 3 for Alpha Mike, now established on the localizer 16 mile.
Indeed bumpy. Lock blue, as we are essentially straight on the localizer now. Migs! Seriously, mate, absolute legend. Another $6.99 Canadian dollars. Says the problem is when self-loading cargo isn't on and you're still hearing the announcements. Yeah. At that point, you've probably been simming too long. Lock star. 22 miles out. Right, start slowing down. Speed brake to help us. FSTraffic Easyjet 84 uniform. Fox has established runway 2321 miles out. How far out are we? 20 miles. Just about on profile for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Oh, where was it we landed yesterday? That was quite bumpy as well. Alright, excellent. We've got glide slope shown now, so let's just slow down that rate of descent a bit. That's just starting to drop, so flaps 1, speed's checked, flaps 1. And we'll let us slow down to S speed.
Murcia area traffic, Jet 34 Alpha Mike. We're established on the glide slope at 7 miles. We've got some high turbulence on the descent, on the approach, sorry.
Are you using my call sign? Jet 34 Alpha Mike. How confusing. Right, the recorder is recording the landing, so we can go and check this out in a little bit. Once we've touched down. Start to reduce speed. Platform altitude's 2,500 feet. So 180 knots set, VS 700. It is a little bit bumpy, this, isn't it?
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Look at that speed tape. Come on, drop, drop, drop. It really is fighting with it. We'll check out that replay properly once we've landed, but wow. Okay. So aircraft is about 5 and a bit miles in front of us. Let's start reducing to final approach speeds. So push for manage speed. Flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. I'll get gear down. Flaps full, landing, flaps 3 rather, got glide slope start, just set at missed approach 4,000, right. Flaps 3, landing checklist, cabin is, why have we got flaps full there? Ah, I know why. Right, there we go. So, let's do our landing checklist, cabin secured, ground altitude 4,000, set economic landing, no blue. We are doing a flaps 3 landing, forgot the overhead. Decent headwind at the moment. I expect to see that just sort of spinning around perhaps to the left a little bit as we start to come in. Get a bit lower. Murcia traffic, EZ34 Uniform Fox is on 4 mile final, runway 23. Have they delayed the launch? Well, that's good. It means you'll all be able to watch it after we've landed.
1,000.
1,000 feet.
Jet 34 for Mike vacated Bravo.
Excellent. Runway is ours. So, autopilot disconnected. I have control. This is bumpy. This airport looks in the middle of nowhere.
$500.
Stable.
$100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Air seems to have just got a bit smoother actually.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Come on, get down. Get down.
10, 5.
Get down. One wheel down. Ooh, she did not want to land. Bit of a wavy approach as we go down. We'll go first screen, manual brakes now. First is off. I think we touched down left gear first, actually. Check that out in a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to
We were
perform
close to going
safety-related
around
duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Just clean up the aircraft, get the radars off and such. TCAS. Done. Okay, let's go and grab somewhere to park. See what GSX has got for us. So this is the freeware scenery that I was talking about. Seems to have all been loaded in properly and nicely. Excellent. So we're going to try and take stand 6. We'll check that out when we get there. So I was close to calling for a go around because I thought we were going to end up with a long landing, and I got time to do a go around if we needed to. This looks nice though, doesn't it? What do you think? Welcome to Murcia. Really nice, actually. Need a GSX profile set up for it, but looks good. Looks really nice. If you're on your way, guys, and not sticking around for the replay, if you could do me a huge favour, just hit that like button before you go. That'd be awesome. Thank you to everyone that's already done that. And Track, welcome, mate. Just in time for the replay. How many people are watching both this and the rocket launch at the same time? Hang on a minute, have I got dual marshallers? I think I've got a GSX marshaller and I've got a default Azobo marshaller. Who do we follow? Which one? I'll follow him at the back. He looks a bit more official. Although he is stood in the middle of a road, which probably isn't a smart move. Awesome. Guys, welcome to Murcia. Let's have a quick look at this this airport then, and then I'll check out the replay. Mike, you're watching this, the launch, and also flying at the same time. Who says men can't multitask, eh? Yeah, so nice. Murcia. Wow, blue cars are very common in this part of the world. Look at that. See, once again, freeware airports. Alright, we've not got all the wonderful stuff that you sometimes get on the land side, but is something going wrong with the rocket launch? Oh no! What's happening with the rocket launch? Let me see if I can get it. Let me just see. We'll have to ignore the sound. So what's happening? Oh, there's cheering going off there. Is this delayed? Or are these guys happy that it's exploded? That might have been, if something's just gone bang, I don't know, it might be like the bits that are meant to fall off it. Is that right? Those guys are smiling. I wonder how... Does anyone have a figure? How much does this thing cost to actually send up? No, get rid of that. Watch the replay later. I wonder how... Yeah, I wonder how much money that was. But anyway, back to back to more important matters. So, if you haven't flown to this airport before, it's another new destination that, of course, you might be able to add. Lots of detail gone into the taxiway markings, which is what essentially I like, airside stuff. I know the landside stuff's always great, but when you're on VATSIM, when you're at night time, taxiway markings such as this are absolutely essential. So I'm just going to quickly nip over to the control tower, because sometimes they put in a bit of work onto the control tower that actually just looks like looks like there's nothing inside there, which is fine. Okay, let's jump back in, and I'm going to check out the replay. So let me just sort that out. Before I can do that, of course, we'll say goodbye to Dark Fury on V-Pilot. Let's get rid of that. That can go. Don't need that anymore. For let's stop this replay and see how bumpy this landing looked like. Where is it? There you are. There we go. So yesterday when we were coming in, we could see there were a lot of work from the roll spoilers doing what they could to track that centre line. See you later, Ellie, mate. Thanks for being here. I know you've got work to get to. Quick Andrew says it's the first test. This is the first they've got with this booster and pod. They will learn more from this than they ever will without launches. Right, okay, fair enough. So they're obviously still testing. I don't know, I just got in my mind that it was the kind of thing that they were trying to get it into orbit and then return back to Earth. I know that's the end game, isn't it? That's what they want to try and get done. Not quite sure what that white block is meant to be. Yeah, there. See that? We just had a bit of lift there. And we didn't get down. That's probably one of the smoothest touchdowns I've done for a while now. Yeah, and then we just waved well off that centre line, so that's no good. Off on the school run, Dark. No problem. See you next time. Awesome. Right, guys. Well, at least we've showcased some new scenery on the stream, on the channel today for you. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to leave you with the final replay as per always, but a big shout out and thanks to those of you who have continued to donate and support the channel today during our live stream this afternoon. Hope we've kept you company. Big thanks, really does mean so much to me, the support that you guys give. To our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members as well, thank you so much as always for your continued support. Love chatting with you guys as well on our Discord server. So if you are a new channel member from today on, then please get yourself into the members lounge on Discord, and look forward to chatting with you all then. Until then, of course, my next stream, I'm going to try and get one in tomorrow, but I don't know. It always is sort of very last minute with me as to whether I can actually get one in or not. So if I can, the first place you'll get to hear about it is, of course, on our Discord server. So let me just rewind this, and we'll enjoy a beautiful landing in Murcia from a pilot's perspective. Let me just cancel all the alarms that we normally get. That off. Yeah, too fast, that's why. Okay, go away. Shush. Alright guys, whatever you do for the rest of the day, enjoy yourselves, and I shall see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you on the next stream. Thanks for your support again. Bye-bye.
2,500. $1,000. $500. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard. 10.